Coming up very shortly, in fact, coming up right now, we're going to talk to Mark Mitchell, Police Minister, over government legislation that is going to particularly go, after boy races. And also, yesterday mentioned by, I think, the Justice Minister, Paul Goldsmith, they're going after people who haven't paid their fines. Oh, God, I think that's me. For their cars. The government is trialling new technology for bailiffs to scan number plates as they search for people who have unpaid fines. Oh, well, there you go. So if you haven't paid your fine and you haven't made any arrangements with the court, and I've got to be honest with you, it's pretty easy to arrange. It's sort of $10 a week or something like that, so it's not onerous. You may have your car clamped. Joining us to talk about that and the movement to confiscate cars and crush them, and a whole series of other legislation the government's in to take on boy races. Police Minister Mark Mitchell joins us now. Minister, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I appreciate your time. Nice to have you on.
Michael. No,
okay, you would have heard my introduction. A couple of things. They're sort of related, I guess. But let's go with boy races first.
Yep.
Are boy races more of a problem now than they were 2 or 3 years ago? Or are they about the same?
I don't know. I don't think they're more of a problem. In fact, if anything, we've probably seen a little bit of a reduction in terms of the havoc that they were playing, because the police have been very proactive. They actually launch operations against them now that are well resourced, and you've seen them actually being very effective. The most recent being, the big event that the boy racers tried to take over the town in Wairarapa. I think that definitely they have. They're probably, I'd have to see the stats and the data on it, but my gut feeling is we've probably seen a slight reduction. However, they're not going away. They are still coming out, and we feel, I think the country's sick of them, and we want to give the police some serious tools and legislation that helps them sort them out.
Okay, so the most serious of these is what? What do you think will work most effectively, mate?
I think the loss of their vehicle, because fundamentally they call themselves car enthusiasts. If they're a genuine car enthusiast, they'd go and join a genuine car club that organise events all the time, that get people together with their cars and to enjoy the scene using and their vehicles. But these guys are not car enthusiasts. These guys are just idiots that think they're above the law, that can come out and terrorise the communities that they live in.
Okay, but you've been able to confiscate their cars for many years prior to now. What's the difference between the laws that you're proposing now and what's been in existence before?
Yeah, so the old legislation required 3 convictions. This one doesn't. You lose it on the first go round. So we've gone from everybody? 3 strikes to 1 strike. That's everybody.
Okay, and the pushback you've had from that, from the usual sort of pushback people, is that somehow this will take away the discretion of the courts in cases where hardship might be imposed. What's your reaction to that?
There's sort of a couple of clauses in there around manifestly unjust. So the court has got a little bit of wiggle room with that, but not much. Because we've been really clear, don't turn up and participate in boy racer events. If you do, your car's gone. If you're a parent, I'd make sure when your kid asks for the car, just double check on what they're doing with it and how they're using it.
Well, that's the issue, isn't it? About you've got it in one. It's about taking somebody else's car and take to a burnout and having it confiscated. It might well indeed be the family car or a car that belongs to a perfectly legitimate individual.
That's why the judge has got some discretion around that. However, the message is the parents, rather than risk losing your family car, engage with a bit of parental responsibility and find out what it's going to be used for and where they're going.
Have you had children, Mark?
I have. Yep.
Yeah. Good luck with sort of 18-year-old boys or 19-year-old boys sometimes who don't tell you exactly what they're going to do. Can I just say?
Well,
I've
had 2 of my boys definitely picked up speeding tickets. But I can tell you this right now. If I even had a slight suspicion that my boys were going out and participating in boy racer events, number 1, there'd be a very direct conversation. Number 2, they wouldn't be getting the keys to the car.
Okay. The bill is called the Antisocial Road Use Legislation Amendment Bill. That's quite a mouthful. Nonetheless, so I guess it defines what you're after. and it defines antisocial road users as people who flee police, participate in unauthorised street racing, burnouts, intimidating convoys, disorderly dirt bike gatherings, or siren battles. It's a lot more than just about boy races, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so it deals with all of those things, which are things that worry the public, cause real issues, and allow the police to actually now clamp down on.
Well, let's take intimidating convoys. Are you talking about gang convoys for
Yeah,
tangi that have
absolutely.
closed state
Yep,
highways?
yep, yep. That would definitely fit within that category. Absolutely.
Okay, so in this particular, listen, I like it, but I'm just trying to see how it will work in practice.
Yep.
Um, so we've got a whole series of people in a gang convoy that's driving on both sides of the road, causing problems for go. The police are outmanned, so they
Yep.
don't do anything. Does that mean that they can seize all of those vehicles potentially that was in that convoy and
Yeah.
destroy them?
Absolutely, if they've been used to intimidate and break the law, absolutely. But the gang convoys have calmed right down now. They're actually been a lot more compliant. I mean, 18 months ago, we exactly had that behaviour where they just took over the roads, took over public spaces, roundabouts, drove into incoming traffic, forced people off the road, hanging out of windows, abusing and intimidating members of the public. The police have got on top of that largely, but should they decide to re-engage or they want to try that, then the police have now got an additional tool. They'll seize the vehicle and crush it.
Now, the other one that's caused a great deal of problems, particularly in Auckland, it would appear, but not only in Auckland, dirt bike riders who rip up footy fields and things like that, and who I
Yeah,
assume
absolutely.
are related to
Yep,
gangs as well. Uh,
yep.
they seem to be. This does seem to be a phenomena that's taken off in the last couple of or 2 or 3 years. Is your legislation able to do anything about them?
Yes, so it is going to give the police additional powers to be able to, to be able to deal with the dirt bike riders too. Because I do agree with you, the dirt bike riders are a real issue, a real problem, particularly around Auckland, and they are bit more difficult to police because just by the sheer nature of a dirt bike, you can get away through a path or across a park. The big challenge with the dirt bikes is that when they do come out, they don't have registration. It's very hard to identify them.
Yeah.
But the police have got ways and means of being able to do that because obviously you want to make an impact on them as well.
Mm. Now, the bill will also give police more powers to manage illegal gatherings by closing roads or public areas.
Yeah,
I assume that means that if you are within those roads or public areas, you can be arrested or you suffer the consequences. Is that right?
yeah, absolutely. If police close a public road, I mean, the most recent example is the Wairarapa boy races where there was a young woman hurt and there was a mob that formed and they were not following instructions from police and police actually had to use sponge rounds to get to her. They can shut the road down. They can close it. And anyone that fails to respond to instructions by police can be arrested or fined.
Now, obviously, the bill it's been through its first reading, Mark. Is that right?
No, its first reading will probably be next week, but that will depend on the leader of the house.
Right. Okay. And then it will go to
Oh,
select
sorry,
committee.
not next week. It's next week's a recess week. It'll
Yeah.
be the first week back. Yeah.
Okay. And then the bill goes to a 4 month select committee process, which is quite extensive
Yes.
public consultation in the scheme of things.
Yep.
What's the reaction been of the opposition to this, Labor in particular?